Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. Just a quick introduction on myself. So I'm Carl Brett. I'm Product Manager in Vision UK. We're the UK distributor of FIBARO. This morning, we're just going to run through our presentation. I've got Michał here, who's situated at FIBARO HQ in Poland. Just going to run through a few slides with you of our presentation of FIBARO, kind of give you a bit of history about it and why you should be kind of get involved with it and specing it in your job. I'll pass over to Michał now to hit the first few slides, and then I'll take you kind of on the journey of the tail end. So thanks everyone for joining us, and I'll hand over to Michał. Thank you.
Good morning from Poland. My name is Michał Szymanowski and I am a regional export manager at FIBARO. I am responsible for the business development in Middle East, Africa, and also United Kingdom. So it makes sense because all my region is outside the European Union. So guys, we are really miss you here. Okay guys, so Carl, so please let's start maybe. So please switch to the first slide. So at the very beginning, I would like to answer your question, actually, what the heck is this FIBARO? So FIBARO is a global brand based on the Internet of Things technology. We provide building and home automation system, so better known as the smart home. Okay, Carol, please. Our company is on the market for more than 10 years now, and during this time we reached 6 continents where we have now more than 10,000 distributors and resellers. So we have global reach. It is worth to highlight that all our products are designed, developed and manufactured entirely in Poland, where is also placed our factory. Thanks to it, we have a full control on every stage of the production of the hardware and software, all to provide the best quality. And please keep in mind that FIBARO is European origin product. Okay, Carol. And then I would like to, this is my favorite question. What does the mean smart home for FIBARO? In the 90%, I love to ask this question, and in 90% of the answers, the answer is that smart home is remote control of lights, shutters, climate, etc. It's not bad question, yes? Yes, Carol? For FIBARO, the remote control is just one of the features of smart home. For us, smart home means creating intelligent environment where smart devices are communicating one to each other and then can react on particular events automatically by their own. After all, we call it smart. So smart home is a place where various devices are communicate with each other. This enables the user to control, for example, lights, alarm system, temperature, multimedia, shutters, and this control can be managed by the dedicated mobile application, web application, voice, gestures. And what is very important, this control can be done actually from every place in the world where is internet connection. Okay, but it sounds great, but how does the system works? We can say that FIBARO system consists of following elements. Yes, the gate, so the controller of Z-Wave central unit that creates a smart home environment and control the smart devices. Yes, and this gate is in the center of this slide. Then the another element of smart home system are sensors. Sensors are devices that are responsible for detecting some events or changes in the ecosystem. And for example, it might be water leakage, smoke, temperature change, light brightness level change, etc. Usually these devices are battery powered. Another element of smart home systems are actors. Actors are the devices that are responsible for carrying out some activities. For example, switching on off lights, or electricity in sockets, dimming the lights, open the gates, changing the RGBW color, and so on. These devices are always connected to the electrical network, and they are also repeating the signal from the gate. Another element that is creating smart home systems are remote devices. And these are devices responsible simply for triggering other devices, some scenes, or some plain automation. These are remotes, remote buttons, gesture controllers, voice controllers, and so on. And the last elements are different types of the integrations, plugins, quick apps, and external integrations that simply enables quick integration with some other companies, other providers, other devices outside, let's say, FIBARO portfolio. Okay. But what happens under the hood? The main idea of FIBARO smart home system is to provide wireless system. And we are achieving it thanks to the two technologies, Z-Wave and HomeKit. Z-Wave line is a main line of the FIBARO products, and this line is dedicated for the professional channels. Z-Wave is a wireless protocol created for very convenient and reliable home automation. It allows to connect to a network and manage various devices remotely. It does not require any interface into the structure of building and electrical installation. In the Z-Wave network, devices communicate with the control panel and with each other. What is super important, the communication between devices is based on mesh network, and it uses multiple connections which are updated regular basis. It means that it is very flexible way to exchange that data between the devices, because they are using different paths of communication, what makes it is it's as a very stable solution. Z-Wave network also works on dedicated frequency, which means there is less interference than, for example, for Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Yes, you can imagine how many Wi-Fi devices you have right now in your home. Yes, like even our fridges, washing machines, vacuum cleaners right now are the Wi-Fi source signal. Okay, Carl? And the second our technology that we are using is Apple HomeKit. HomeKit is the additional line of FIBARO products, way shorter than Z-Wave, as these are more plug-and-play products. And protocol is developed by Apple. HomeKit provides a simple way to control different smart home accessories supporting HomeKit. In general, this line was developed mostly for customer use do-it-yourself market, and especially for the US market. So lots of information might be, everything might sound confusing, yes, because I said something about different wireless technologies, some sensors, actors, some central units, but I think that Carl right now, as hands-on guy, gonna tell you how easy it is and how many benefits it may bring. Carl?
Lovely, thank you, Mikhail. Perfect. So I'm just going to run you through. Obviously, Mikhail's gone through the background and FIBARO and how it works, and kind of the features on it. I'm going to touch on now a few key points that will go essentially going to benefit the installers. So as you can see on the screen, I'm just going to run through kind of individual, so you can see how this FIBARO will fit. So Mikhail mentioned this as wireless. So you've got your Z-Wave. FIBARO is essentially a perfectly an excellent retrofit solution. You don't need to change any infrastructure of the property, of the house, or wherever you're doing, or the existing apartment. The system literally goes straight in. Don't need to rewire anything, change any layouts or anything. So it's an excellent retrofit solution in a very short installation time as well. So you can install it and program it. Very easy to install and to get it up and running on the system. The advantages as well, as you can see, are very complementary. So as we've said, it's compatible. It is a Z-Wave product. It is compatible with lots of other Z-Wave brands. So you can, if you've got other products already in the property, in the apartment, in the house, you can integrate those in as well and complete that, bring everything in together under that one FIBARO app to have control. It also integrates with the Internet of Things. So again, multiple devices can implement into the FIBARO system. As you can see on screen there, very compatible with the likes of Philips Hue, some big names, Sonos, Live Audio, Yale for locks and alarm systems. So we've also got camera facility as well, so we can bring cameras into the system. And once they're in the system, then we've got control of it. We can control those individual devices or pull them in to a scene to create a full experience for multiple devices to do an action. Like I say, it's great for very good retrofit. It's very modular as well. So the great thing about FIBARO, you can add or change new or current devices you've got on the system. So anytime you want to add a device, it's very straightforward, very easy to do, whatever the device may be. In line with that, we also offer a starter kit. So we offer a kind of a starter kit to get you up and running with a few products in there to install, to essentially have a play around with, put it in your own house. And like I said, because it's modular, we can add to it. You can, at a time you want to change the device or bring another device in, a lighting device, a flood or a smoke, we can easily add that into the system. As well as adding it in, FIBARO pride themselves on kind of the style and the look of the product. So there's lots of choices depending on where you're putting it. For instance, kind of door contacts, etc. So we've got different styles, different colours to actually fit in and match the property as well. Remote, so Mikhail touched on the remote application. There is an application for the installer, for you guys yourselves. The installer app, great to manage and monitor your FIBARO systems out there, the sites. It's a free app across all platforms, very user-friendly. So you can manage the home system, the client system. You can log into their system, make any as need be, look at the integrations, maybe catch a problem that's any change that's filtered up or a battery level before the client does, obviously to keep that level of service high. Plus you've got kind of your GPS location global on with the app as well. Very unique. So FIBARO is very unique. Like we said, it's produced in Poland. FIBARO are very kind of good at their attention to detail. A couple of years ago, I had the privilege to going out and seeing their factory. Very impressive place. Everything's done in-house. Like Mikhail said, 100% of the products are tested in the factory before it leaves. So there's no spot testing, no batch testing. Everything is tested before it leaves the factory to maintain that high level of service, that product attention to detail. They have won many awards as well because of their products and their service. We've got on there one-stop shop. So the one-stop shop, basically we supply everything from FIBARO, so we can essentially how you can have a full FIBARO system, everything in their catalog we supply, so you can have everything under one roof. Plus we do this starter kit, let's say, to get you involved, to get you up and running with your first introduction to your smart home. And the last of all kind of is safe. So essentially we want to make the client feel safe. FIBARO use the same encryption as the online banking. You can see it's very secure, highly encrypted. So very high protocols, communication between devices through the app, etc. So there's no worry about any security issues. Also, kind of on the system and the working system, we mentioned it's a Z-Wave product. It communicates. The system will actually communicate itself without the internet. So if you have an internet problem, any issues, the system will continue to work. So your lights, your sensors, and if you're using it for an alarm system, it will still function. And to touch on kind of that's so on your side, benefits, advantages for you guys, just going to run through the benefits for your clients essentially. So kind of five core features, if I can count, of the system and kind of what we can offer the system. Not going to go into products, but I'll give you a quick overview of kind of these separate sections we can FIBARO can cover and create that smart home experience we're going to talk about. So the security side of things, so we can use a FIBARO system as a security system as well, so an alarm system. They also communicate and integrate with other alarm systems, so we can pull third-party systems in, which work very well. We can use it as an intruder alarm. For security side of things, as you can see, we also cover smoke detection, CO2s, flood, etc. So we've got those covered. We'll be able to put into the system and then use them into multiple devices, so we can send notifications if there's issues, if there's been movement, if there's smoke detected. With other products, then we can create a scene to maybe turn on emergency lighting, possibly open windows, vents, etc. In any of these cases. Health as well, so we touch on health. We touch on, obviously that covers a little bit on the detection of hazard gases, so your smoke and CO2. We also cover heating, so we can do heating and humidity control, so AC as well. We've got full control of through the FIBARO system. And again, like we said there, you can get notifications of any of these sensors, however they're performing, live readouts and previous readouts for history as well. Convenience, so we've touched on the app. So FIBARO works very well with the app across all platforms. Also works with voice, so it works with your main kind of Google Assistant and Alexa, so you can turn on multiple devices or single devices within the home. Also smartwatches, so you can have a smartwatch to activate a scene or a device, and we also offer control devices through FIBARO, so we have a key fob, a swipe pad, a button to be able to start any of these elements of the system off in one go. Sustainability, so we want to make sure the home is kind of the minimal impact on the surroundings of your environment. So like I said before, we touch on the heating side of things. We can also use dimmers, light switches, and we've also got on the FIBARO system, we've got a consumption, a live and a history tab, so we can see how the house is performing through environmental and obviously saving money. Which leads me nicely on to the next slide, which is saving money. So again, we can, with the FIBARO system, like I said, we can do heating, we can set it through schedules, or we can set it on motion in the house. So if no one's there, maybe turn off some lights, turn off the heating, or obviously it has an impact on reducing those bills within the property. And to cover off basically what I've just said on there, I've mentioned a few products and a few elements. So as you can see on this slide, FIBARO covers a lot of different aspects of the home. New devices you've already got in the property, third-party devices, so we can cover, like I said, heating, lights, temperature control, alarm systems, even multimedia, so we can pull in your multimedia devices if it were a TV, a projector, and an amp, an AVR, etc., or even a Sonos details into the system. It will give you control, like I said, of these devices, or you can link them up and create scenes with other devices to create that big kind of that smart home experience. I'm just going to run through the last kind of few slides, give you an example. I said through the presentation, I've mentioned a few bits we can do. This gives you a snapshot of some basic scenes we can do with the FIBARO system to, again, create that experience, that smart home that we're all yearning for this day and age. These give you basic examples, or means we can go in more in depth with multiple devices as we go through, and like I said, with the FIBARO devices or even your third-party devices. So you can see a quick snapshot here. We can have a night light or a kind of a hallway light come on with a sensor. Doesn't have to come on at 100%. We can, if we've installed a dimmer, we can set it at 50%. If it's a night time, so it doesn't work everyone up. And we can set light levels or a schedule, so it'll only come on at a certain time or a certain light level when the detection is moved. And to introduce our savings kind of thing, then if there's no motion, we can turn it off within a certain amount of time. Again, voice command we've touched on, so we can turn the lights on and off for a single device or multiple devices. Also, arming the alarm, we can arm alarms. If there is a breach in the alarm, we can maybe, if you've got a sounder, sound an alarm on it, or turn the lights on, off, put it in panic mode, etc. We can have, let's say, schedules, so we can even set it to sunrise. So we have got, we've even, as you'll see in the later slide, we've got a weather function on there as well. So sunrise, we can open the blinds, same time, maybe we can turn on the lights, certainly maybe play some music if you like to be woken up with some gentle music. We can activate gates to open with a pinpoint of a GPS location. So if you're maybe a mile away, open the main gates, shut them obviously after that 30-minute period when you're in, or use a button or a FIBARO gesture pad to be able to shut them yourself, or even voice. We can also set it to the weather, like I mentioned. So if it's gonna, if it's forecast a downpour, or which it usually is here in the UK, we can then control a FIBARO relay to shut a blind, or shut a window or a gate with the system. And then we can, like I said, arm the house, single button. We've got a single button there, a FIBARO button. We can arm the house all in one go, turn off lights, have certain lights on, so it looks like maybe someone's at home, or blinds open, closed, etc. If we're going on holiday, we can set a vacation scene or holiday scene, so it looks like there's a presence in the property there. And like I said before, motion detection, so we can have notifications sent and pushed through to tablets or smart tablets or phones. So any devices, we can have a notification through if it's motion, battery level low, something's behaving, or if the light level's low, if the temperature level is low. You can have all the notifications you require through to that, pushed through to that device. And then obviously the device behave on it if you want it to behave a certain way. Like I said, with Mikhail said, we've got flood detection, so we can even get smart and close a valve if there is a flood detection breach. Again, send that notification so we know straight away that we've had a leak. Again, with the weather, so hailstorm, blinds, etc., send notification, or if it is forecast maybe before the actual rain, send you a message, or even shut those blinds ready to go, shut those windows. And humidity as well. So we're, like I said, we've got air humidity, we can turn on an AC. Now we can do the same thing with heating. So if it is cold in a particular room, we can use that sensor to alert us to maybe then use the FIBARO thermostat to be able to turn on a radiator at a certain temperature. So quick snapshot of a few things we can do. Obviously there's a lot more. You can go a lot more in depth, go a bit crazy. It's kind of down to your imagination. We say what you want your house to do, how you want it to perform. I have dealers come up with some crazy ideas, some clever ones they've mentioned to me, but it's kind of limitless to where we can go with it. And just touching on my last slide, so I've mentioned the app we can have with the installer app for you guys to manage and monitor the systems. Of course, we have FIBARO have an end user app. Very nice app, as you can see. We can change colors in it. It's a learning app, so it will learn your favorite devices, favorite scenes. Of course, you can change that and adapt it if you want a particular device on the main screen you use the most. Go through it. It is a free app. It will work on all phones and tablets. It's very nice. You can set your own user profiles up. So if you've got a lot of people in the house, the great thing about that is you can have someone who has access to all of it, like myself, and the kids. If they've got phones, you can have a user with them, so they've only got access to maybe their bedroom light or their TV, rather than the whole house. So they're not turning on off, having a disco in the kitchen with your lights or messing about with the system. So you can restrict that down to the user profile to give them access to items they only need. Like I said, favorite devices seen, so it will learn it, but you can change that. Very good app. You can download it, like I say, free via all the web stores. Very in depth and go through, so you can control your whole house, even third-party devices, and have a simple remote for these devices to be able to be used. That's kind of my slides. Thanks very much for you guys for kind of taking your time out to listen to us this morning. I know everyone's busy, but hopefully that's giving you an insight of what the FIBARO system can do. Be nice to get in contact with you guys and speak soon. Obviously, talk more FIBARO and see how the system will work and benefit for you guys and your clients. We'll hand over to Macau if he's got anything else to kind of touch on before we finish on our 2 minutes. But thanks again for your time, guys.
Maybe I would like to add a short information how this COVID-19 impacts how COVID-19 impacts the smart home industry. So today in Poland we have 34,000 cases of COVID-19. And it was like for whole March, we have every day in whole March, we had more than 10,000 cases. And in March, we noticed the best sales of FIBARO products in Poland, as well as globally, if we are comparing our sales numbers year to year. What's happened during the COVID-19? People cannot spend money on entertainment. People cannot spend money on eating out. People cannot spend money on vacations, going to concerts, in general entertainment, and people are spending more and more time in their homes, and they start to improving them. So based on our experience, it's a great time to start your journey, your first experience with the smart home. Good luck, gentlemen. Thank you very much for being here today and for this invitation. It's a big pleasure for me. And regards from Poland.